red, blue, purple light. Friends, red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts, red, blue, purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to Melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road, you better stay on your toes. I was till the land, focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, if we don't put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace, family. Peace to you and yours. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Melanin Mondays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host, Brother Red Pillar. And this is part 2 of Melanin Mondays Stone Mountain Recap. All right. Let me know first and foremost how we sound on the audio. The voice is raspy, like raspy rolls, but don't worry about it. As I told the family yesterday, I am shedding an old voice for a new one. Okay? I am shedding an old voice for a new one. If you never screamed at the top of your lungs for healing. All right. All right now. King Simon. Shout out to King Simon in the building. If you want to pull up and add some of your intel, because I said to myself, I need to get this recap done while the pain is fresh. The way that the world is moving and the speed at which things are happening. By Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about something completely different. I have an event to prepare for in Brooklyn. So I'm like, while my memory is still fresh, I got some runts. The God Ghost, he gifted me some runts. I'm like, after I finish this is like a 7 point. Yeah, a lot of that memory is gonna be gone. So we're gonna do the fresh paint recap about a monumental strong end that will go down in history. Facts. You know? Facts. I'm still very much on a high. When I'm on a high, you know, my voice tends to go with a lot of things. It's because I'm on this high. Like, picture being at certain altitudes and having the same voice that you do when you on the ground like a worm. It just doesn't happen like that. Imagine Just imagine for the moment being on a stage in front of thousands of people as a performer, right? Summer Jam, Rolling Loud, Woodstock. And then imagine being on the stage or on a stone for that matter in front of thousands of your people. In my estimates, it was 1,400 of us, and maybe even more. I mean, whoever's estimates, because it was different viewpoints. However, each one of those people represent 1,000, okay? Each one of those people represent 1,000, sort of like delegates, right? I got a shitload of footage. I got tons of footage. I got footage coming in by the boatload, by the brick by brick by brick by brick, right? And I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to bag it up. You know what I'm talking about? And, you know, I'm flooding your timeline with this. It's already a tsunami. It's already a tsunami on my timeline, but I'm going to continue to flood and flood and flood because we've been flooded with trauma. We've been flooded with septic tank entertainment. We've been flooded with trauma porn. We've been flooded with L's. The flood of the L's, my nigga. We've been flooded with weirdo energy. It's a bunch of floods in the hood, nigga. It's a whole lot of floods. So I'm finna flood your timeline with some high level positivity. You can't twist it any way around. I don't give a man. Listen, they tried. They surely did. We'll talk about it. They surely did. Whoever they are tried everything in their powers to stop everybody from coming there and enjoying themselves. Yes, they did. And they were very active throughout the entirety of the events. And everything got foiled, and we pushed through, and we persevered, and we came out on top. Superior magic. Delay on the effects.
To this day, to this day, to this day,
you niggas tried.
to this day.
You tried. Check on the haters. I need somebody to go check on the haters. Man. It just boomeranged right back at him. It just boomeranged right back at him. Whoever it was, go check on them. You know what I'm talking about? Go check on them. Because all of that monsoon and do you know that there was a flood in Atlanta right after we got off the mountain and we said that Atlanta was Atlantis 14 times? Brother B-Dell set it off. I'm going to show y'all some clips. I'm going to jump on some people's pages and hope that they don't report me. But I got footage that I'm going to share with y'all. Fresh paint, you know? And B-Dell had people chanting Atlanta is Atlantis in about 4 hours. Let me pull up the footage. About 4 hours later, out of nowhere, right? This shit came out of like it rains in Atlanta, right? The sky, it opens up. But the way that this thing opened up, it was a different type of open up, right? This was some other shit. Like it really got dark mad quick and then barreled through. So first let's go to the delta, right? Let's go symbolically, right? 100. So let's also We not doing HARP, right? We don't do HARP. We don't do HARP. People that always talk about HARP, those are the same type of people that be on those Tinder and Bumble looking for Jon Snow. You feel me? They the same type of people who be acting like they super black power, but be on things looking for Jon Snow to pummel them, to give them a snow plow. That's the same people that's giving these people power, right? We don't believe in that. We don't hand over the power to the people who are the ops. So hell no, I ain't gonna talk about no goddamn HARP. I'm not talking about HARP. HARP don't have nothing to do with what was going on in that city. This is Magic City. Atlanta is Magic City, right? Atlanta is Magic City. But you got black magic in the city as well. You got black magic in the city as well, right? And there's also powerful ancestral energy in said city. It is a magnetic city. It is one of the most quote unquote charged up grids in the world. So when I speak about what's going on, it's through either magic, it's either through a high form of hoodoo, most probably, or those other forms of magic, a high form of ancestors coming back, meet me in the whirlwind. The fact that the grid was so charged up, so magnetic, so charged up, so magnetic, right? Let's keep in mind that the power is in the people, right? The power is in the people. What do you mean, Brother Red? What I mean is that the power is in the people, okay? This weekend or this strong end proved it. The mountain amplified it. The mountain amplified it. It's an amplifier because it's a quartz crystal, but the power was in the people. We could have went to Piedmont Park and we could have made similar impact because it's the power in the people. So when you realize that the power is in the people, you stop acting like you have to do so much with so little, and stop acting like you don't have the solutions staring at you. You don't need anything but each other. You don't need anything really to do at this point in the game but to gather on land when three or more gather in his name with a purpose. You will make mountains move. Stop playing with your timeline. The power is in the people. We did a meet and greet on Friday. We wasn't on Stone Mountain, and the only crystals that we were standing on was the ones that we were wearing. The power was still there. Then we went to MLK's house and a sister started talking. Many people were live and it's lightning struck sideways and then it started raining on us, but there's nothing wrong with rain. Do we understand that rain is how you increase your quote unquote auric fields? Rain brings about a negative ionosphere. When you jog in the rain, it is considered a spiritual bath. When it rains, it means that it's beginning to manifest things faster than when it's dry and it doesn't have the quote unquote element of life permeating it. That's what water is. So people have been conditioned to be thinking that rain is an omen, there's something wrong with rain. And when we gather and we start making it rain, niggas is acting like they're allergic to water. but they'll go into the strip club and gather and make it rain, quote unquote, ferns and pieces of cotton that, God ordained it, but he didn't make it. Do you understand what that means? God ordained the dollar, but he didn't make the dollar. It's not on the list of things that the Most High made, like like flora and fauna. It's something that man made. It's something that man made. Oh, Brother Rich had a recap show. Okay, that's fire. I didn't even know about it. But we here doing this recap. Atlanta is a swamp forest, and Atlanta is, oh yes, it's a swamp forest, which makes it an enchanted forest. It is an enchanted forest, right? When you stand on top of Stone Mountain and you look into what they call Atlanta, you're looking into a forest, an enchanted forest. And that rain is needed in order to feed that forest. So, raining in Atlanta or raining in the areas around Atlanta, once you stand on Stone Mountain and look at what the hell it really is, you actually you'll be elated when the sky opens up. You won't be a damn victim and be like, yo, I can't I can't have my makeup run because I just put my face on. You know what I mean? Yo, I can't get my waves wet. You feel me? That's how far niggas have fallen that they can't get their waves wet, bro. So check this out. We got a lot of footage. And I'm not going to be able to show everything. I'm going to put a lot of footage on Patreon. I'm going to put a lot of the footage on Patreon. A lot of the we were filming like we were streamers. We turned into streamers this strong. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and drop a bomb to that. Turned into streamers this strong. That's a fact. I had camera crews. Had camera crews. People trailing us. Full cameras. Yeah, this strong and birthed a lot of new careers. I signed about 3 new artists to the label. You know what I'm talking about? I'm managing streamers now. We're about to take over Twitch and Yap It. I got to kick off, but we didn't get to filming, but I definitely got the green light for Light the Sage. Okay? That's my conscious dating show, Light the Sage. We was about to have a pilot episode filmed of Light the Sage, but we just decided to light the cigar, the one that Father Rich be talking. Father Rich came on Sunday and he hit us with the cigar, brought the cigar, and it was up from there. You feel me? We was up to about 5 a.m. It's facts. Where's my peoples who was outside with us? When I say we were outside, famo, like we were really outside, bro. And why were we outside? Because I said before, this is the age of experience. If you come to my town, you need to prepare to not be able to not sleep. You didn't come all the way out here to sleep, bro. I know that I didn't wait for this strong and to come to be going to sleep. Niggas is like, yo, Red Pill, did you sleep? I'm like, yes, I got the amount of sleep that I needed to do the things that I'm doing. But nigga, I'm not finna be laid up. You know what I'm talking about? Laid up, playing around and whatnot on this strong end. I've mentally prepared for this. This is something that I've been contemplating for a minute now. At least what, 2 months? So yeah, I'm properly prepared to do what I did and carry this thing all the way into Monday, and and be consistent. You know how many events we had, bro? You know how many events we had? We had a lot of events starting from like Friday. And yeah, rest not sleep. I'm on a battery. I'm on a natural charge. My Tesla battery is up. Like I'm not walking around tired. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not walking around. I'm charged up. I'm charged up. I got fine tuning. Whoever was on that mountain with the super high frequencies, they done tuned me up. So I was tired before I got on that mountain. Like months leading up to the mountain, that's when I was tired because my battery was running low. Going to the crystal, right? And then extending this charge into the other days, because it could have just been, all right, Crystal Mountain, you know what I'm saying? Like Russell Simmons says, peace. You know what I mean? God bless you. Good night. And that's it. And niggas would be crashing out like Angry Birds. They be crashing out in 7 Nandas. Because you can't go from such a high to such a low in that amount of time like this. That shit is dangerous. I found myself on a mountain like at like 10 something when I was supposed to, I was gonna go to the brunch while early, but I found myself on a mountain. The same way that I went up the mountain is the same way that I went down the mountain. On the way up, I was like, yo, I want to make sure, because Top Cat and a few other people were making sure that the last of the people came up the mountain. So I sat there. I didn't sit there, but I stood there with my camera and I was filming a lot of the elders and a lot of people who were coming up the last, quote unquote, it was the final boss of the mountain climb when you go up this incline where you holding on to these rails and whatnot. And I was like, yo, this is a beautiful sight for anybody to see. For those who didn't make it, let me explain something to you. We made it for you. Like, for those who didn't make it, you still made it. You understand? We just did it for you. There's going to be times where you're going to make some shit that we can't go to, and we're going to need you to do it for us. Right? Remember, each one of us represent thousands. So they represent, if you like, oh, I'm following this person and they lit up my timeline with the Stone Mountain stuff. Well, yeah, that's one of your representatives. You know what I'm talking about? Buy him a coffee or something. You know what I mean? Like, these are your these are the people who represent you, afar. Right? These are your it's like in the Moorish paradigm, right? We had those people who would visit us and whatnot, and they represented nations. They represented more so bloodlines. Before it was nation states, it was bloodlines. It was houses. You feel me? It was houses. It was like Game of Thrones and whatnot. Bloodlines. You feel me? So each one of y'all represents thousands, and covenants were made, right? Paradigms were shifted, right? Prophecies were fulfilled, right? And blockages were removed. You feel me? People were able to break spells. People were able to aligned. People were able to get their answers that they needed from the multitudes of people who were out there. Let's speak it in terms of AI, right? Because people may understand what this is going to be. So in the AI world, you have multiple models, right? There are a lot of models of AI, and each model has its own strength. So ChatGPT is a model that they put on the runway to quote unquote, and do their strut and whatnot. And they're like, yo, this model has great brains and whatnot. It is a reasoning model, right? A great thinker, a great, you know what I mean, has a great set of head, got a great set of brains in her. Then there's the other model. There's the mid-journey model. Then there's the deep seek model. Then there's the, runway ML model. Then there's the, the list goes on. The list goes on, right? The same way, and then you could prompt, like you'll have Claude, you'll have Gemini, you'll have Chat GPT, and you'll have Llama, and each one of them are like they almost are like they're experts in their fields, right? They're experts in their fields of study. That's the same type of I'm using that analogy and I'm applying it now to the conscious teachers, even the ones who are present on the mountain. And then there's so many others who were not present, but just by those who were present, they represent those who were not present, right? But those who were present are like those AI models, but this is ancestral intelligence. This is the real intelligence. This is the level of intelligence that they are trying to steal and mimic. And when they achieve that, they are going to be called AGI, or what they call artificial general intelligence. That's when it is super intelligent. Whenever they get to clone one of our brains and our minds, or our master teachers, or the real AI, the Allen Iversons, right? The ancestral or the African intelligence that we possess, or the alien intelligence, right? They can't think like us. They can't reason like us, right? They can't reason like us. They can't think like us. They can't compute like us. They can't problem solve like us. They can't even create like us. You think that the AI could do it, but it cannot. Okay? It cannot. That is what it is that they are attempting to mimic and to clone and to make a synthetic version of and whatnot. You feel me? But up until this point, they not like us and they can't do it. So our community, and this is not to be arrogant or pompous, you feel me? But our community represents the upper echelon, or some of the highest tiers of intellect on this planet, amongst all colors, nations, and quote unquote blood types, right? Our community, the collective that you saw on top of that crystal, especially when you speak of American blacks, that is the quote unquote that would be the collective of the high priest, right? This would be the high priest. This would be the cream of the crop based off of their frequency. You said let's not compare. No, let's compare. Let's compare. Okay. The higher frequencies of their nation, right? Vibrating at a higher frequency, being able to teach, resurrect, and quote unquote help people remember who they are. This movement that they call the conscious community, it needs more respect put on its name. It needs to be evaluated. There needs to be a correction in the market, and they need a revaluation. Okay. They need a revaluing of the names that we put on these tickers and whatnot, because they worth more than what y'all giving them. Okay. They worth more than what y'all giving them. So until you fix that market, I don't even want to, I wouldn't even consider myself a part of that market. We have to disrupt all markets right now because we're not getting our proper valuations. We're being overlooked in the market. We're being overlooked for our contributions to not just mankind, humanity, and all, even on a galactic level. And once again, this is not arrogance. This is just the truth. This is just the truth. We standing on stolen land and we want it back. You understand? Straight like that. They out here playing a lot of games with crayons and colors and all of this stupid shit, and we want to put an end to that. And we are asserting ourselves to where it is we know that this is the things that we are sent here to do. This is our quote unquote North Star. The name is Moreland. The last name is Moreland. Let me share something with y'all. I did a show with Brother Sharif yesterday. And in that show, we were doing a recap of the Stone Mountain trip or the Strong End. And I said on that show that my last name is Moreland, Moreland. And that is the priority that I want to make the number one priority, because I'm of the understanding that the Stone Mountain gathering was just a dress rehearsal for the ultimate goal, or what we call the Summa Bunum, right? Yes, we are standing. Yes, so I'm standing on my government. I'm standing on my quote unquote. My last name is a title. It's not a last name. It's a title. More land. So this is how I know. This is how I know why more land is the solution to not 99 of our problems, but about a good 44 of them will be solved just with one swipe, one swoop of the pen. One swoop of the pen will solve about 44 of our problems. When we was on that mountain, if any one of the master teachers who was on that mountain was talking to the people and said to the people, right now at the base of the mountain is a coach bus, like a China bus, but this is a FBA approved, quote unquote, China, you know what I mean? China flow bus. This is a FBA approved coach bus, black owned or whatever. And we're looking for 500, right? 500 of y'all to come to our land that we have 50 acres, and we have prefab homes, tiny homes, and tents on the land. Who wants to go right now and form a community, a township? Because it's only 150 people to form a township. I bet you they would have went. I bet you they would have went. I bet you would have had more than 500 people ready to get on that bus and go to that more land and whatnot to begin to build out their own quote unquote nation or their own town, which will become their own city and then state. It has to start somewhere. That mountain, as you see it, is a dress rehearsal. Let's go to the visual so y'all can see what I'm talking about, so you just don't think that I'm talking out the side of my neck.
I remember when life was better. I remember like I've been alive forever. I remember when life was better. I remember like I've been alive forever. I remember being born in abundance you never measure. Predecessor from the epicenter, the genetic mecca. I'm a representative of the metal netter. You dead if you never met her. The devil, he never fed her. I protect the treasure, then the presence center. Kemet was never desert. Do the rain dance, make the weather wetter. A crown is a head antenna. Call me Imhotep, the architect. I'm clever, break a temple down and put it back together. I remember I was royalty. From the soil where the oil be. Never let the bigger man in me grow from the little boy in me. Been a victim of my loyalty. Let my ego kill the joy in me.
that's what ended up destroying me. I forgot the Lord anointed me. I forgot that I was God. I forgot that I was free. I forgot that I was king of the jungle until I remembered I'm me. She forgot that she was God. She forgot that she was free. She was stuck up in the slumber so long she forgot she was ever a queen. I'm the king up in the jungle now. She the queen up in the jungle too. I'm the king, I'm not a monkey now. All this power, what can money do? I'm the king up in the jungle now. She the queen up in the jungle too. I'm the king, I'm not a monkey now. All this power, what can money do? I remember now. I got my memory back.
Consider how the rulers of the field grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, did not even Solomon all of his glory nor like so with all the greatness Solomon, with all of the gold that he had, he don't compare to a Dacian field. And the fact that he followed the beauty of it. That's the God. The beauty of this, the fact that we can look out and we know and we witness. Biggie was talking that talk. The sun got 10 degrees on it.
Yes.
Same way that they say, getting money and getting rich is one thing, but sustaining it, that's where the true challenge comes from. It's the same thing with you staying. So we don't really understand the mission of MLK. We dump on it because we like, nah, son, not me. And granted, for you was for you, right? And different people have operated in different capacity to get us to the point where we're at. And I don't turn my back on anyone or anything.
Hey, yo, we got it going on. I'm here to right all my wrong. Hey, yo, we got it going on. This is for the culture. Yeah. Hey, yo, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform and become the Voltron. Yeah. We here to right all our wrong. Hey, yo, we got it going on. Yeah. Went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. I'll introduce you to God.
I'm teaching essentials, I'm operating at my peakest potential. Elijah, he told me to keep it on simple. Through these instrumentals, I speak to your mental. Red, back in the booth, rap to the youth, they was lacking the truth. Back to the seas, they was lacking the roots. Smoke through the trees and they snacking on fruits. Bed, attached to my roof, attached to the roof on the back of the coupe. Back from the future, I'm back in the loop. Red in the blue, yeah, I'm back on my sleep. Niggas be biting, they cracking, they tracking. Niggas be capping, they lacking it.
Not one thing that they could do to stop it. Nothing.
That's right. They can't.
Nothing. There's too many of them. It's over. Each one of us represents.
Now I want to get closer now. It's over.
You represent generations. The state that you come from, the state of mind that you come from,
Salute them.
they're going to be attracted to like the bees are attracted to us right now. There's nothing that they could do to stop this. Let's continue to build. There's nowhere to go but up. It feels like they're gonna drop a ladder on us and we're gonna still climb up. Right? We are too great to be mediocre. We are too warrior to be warriors. There's nothing to worry about. Everything that's going down has been prophesied. The master teachers have prepared us. The 1 million shows on Black Magic 363. It got us to where we at. How many people want to laugh tonight? The big bro was saying, the theme is healing of this storm and
It's healing. We're healing right now. I was healing as I was climbing up the mountain. The minute I got on the summit and I saw this community, it was, man. So we all are being challenged because with greatness comes challenge. Spirituality is not a spectator sport. You know what I'm saying? So whatever challenges you're going through, that's your test. Smile at adversity and push through. The same way that we push through coming up here. So how many people want to shake a leg? Leave it on the dance floor. We have an event in the West End tonight, starting at 6 o'clock. We brought a sister through. She's going to be doing comedy. Her name is Melanin B. How many are familiar with her? Prospect. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So we want to laugh. We want to cry. We want to dance. We want to do it big. Come and see me. I got the flyers and we'll get everybody right. And we'll see y'all later on. Peace, love, and light. Salute. All right?
Hey, yo, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform and become the Voltron. Yeah, we hit it right all our wrong. Hey, yo, we got it going on. Yeah, went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. I'll introduce you to God.
I'm teaching essentials, I'm operating at my peakest potential. Elijah, he told me to keep it on simple. Through these instrumentals, I speak to your mental. Red, back in the booth, rap to the youth, they was lacking the truth. Rap to the seas, they was lacking the roots. Smoke through the trees and they snacking on fruits. Ben, attached to my roof, detached to the roof on the back of the coupe. Back from the future, I'm back in the loop. Red in the blue, yeah, I'm back on my snoop. Niggas be biting, they cracking, they tracking. Niggas be capping, they lacking, they truth. Put a toe tag on the back of they boot.
Right. So we didn't get a chance to finish. I had a few more slides, but those last slides were the most impactful. Right? So we're gonna finish at my brother's store. So we got the after lecture. Right? No Diddy, right? The after lecture. All right, we're gonna finish up the lecture and then fellowship, you know what I'm saying? And
give him the address, Brad.
Address.
Break a bread. 568 Pool Avenue. 568 Pool Avenue. Not like the pool that you play, Elijah Pool with the E at the end. Yes, yo, we doing something new, Rich. They was used to after parties. We giving an after lecture. They was used to magic.
Yeah, so we had an after lecture. You know they got after parties? We had an after lecture. So here's Sharif at his lecture.
Descent can be traced back to the lost tribes of Israel.
You just found the primary ideology that connects so-called Jews in Israel,
yes, sir,
to the evangelicals and the extreme right in America.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So on the surface, you're thinking, wait a minute, why? You know, these Christian evangelicals hate Jews. You just found the connection.
Yeah, so he did American Gods. He bodied it, you know what I mean? And then right after that, we did the after party or the after lecture for that matter. We went to the good brother Jefferson's store. And then we came to the donut. There's a Ross. It was just a very interesting experience that lasted to about 5 a.m. And that was on Sunday, you know. And then Saturday, we partied, we laughed, we cried, you know, we heard a new album. We did a lot. We climbed that mountain. You know, this is the album right here, Voltron. We played, you know, songs that we're working on. They never, nothing is final until it's final. But we did have a full album. It was an album listening and turned into a performance. You know what I'm talking about? It's hard for me to hear my new shit and I don't want to perform it. You know, I just can't literally sit there and just listen to it and be like acting all cool like I'm bopping. Nah, I niggas was doing it turned into a performance. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was a mock performance, it was fun. You know, I got to rock out. My mom's was there. I was looking at the faces of the people as they heard the new music, you know what I mean? And it just put me back into artist mode. And you know, it's undeniable. Hands down, everybody said that song going on. We got it going on. The Voltron song, that's the one. They're like, yo, that's it right there. Like you and Cam got a hit, you know what I mean? And we even thinking about putting on the divine feminine on an album. You know what I'm talking about? We're actually thinking about putting a third party to complete the cipher. You said you paid $20 for a Biscuits AI and went to town. You fulfilled your duties and wrote a 54-page book, had it formatted for paperback. And yeah, like that part. You feel me? That part. You know, I sold out of the shirts, the oh my goodness. These right here. This is my personal one. This was I couldn't even get them out the bag, yo. I promise you. I couldn't even get these shits out the bag, bro. And I made a good amount of them. I couldn't even get them out the bag. They was going so fast. It didn't make no sense. But yeah, I had that. Look, oh yeah, let me see. We got the bags too. Bags go crazy. Where's the bag at? Oh, man. The totes. The totes was going crazy. Look. This right here. This shit was like a Birkin on a mountain. This right here was like a Louis on a mountain. That's why I've said it before and I said it again. We create the value. Man make the clothes. Clothes don't make the man. Y'all giving all of these damn labels and these fake ass designer brands all of this value. They don't even earn. And then all we did was basically tap into our artistry and our fashion sense. And we put together some merch that this shit will, bro. I'm ready to go to the actual gift shop on Stone Mountain and be like, family, you know what I'm talking about? Let's sit down with the bosses. Let's sit down with Billy Bob Thornton and these niggas and broker a deal or something. I want in. I want in. Anything sold on this mountain, I need a nickel, niggas. But yeah, the Stone Mountain merch went crazy. It went crazy. I gave out bracelets to every single woman and goddess that was there. Well, at the bookstore, not really at the damn mountain. It was thousands on, you know what I mean? But we were gifting the women memorabilia and souvenirs, right? People who are at my workshops, all of them got gifts. You feel me? So not only were there was an exchange taking place. You know what I mean? So when they put on this jewelry, they'll always remember Stone Mountain. You know what I mean? That jewelry is very sentimental to the divine feminine. So it becomes consecrated and it's magical. When you put on it turns into an amulet. It has a resonance now. So we were in a gifting mood. We were of service. You feel me? I did a lot. to make sure that these events that we put together, was successful, because all of them were successful. Let us return to what was trying to make it unsuccessful, because I'm going to show you the visuals of success, and then I'm going to show you how something was trying to stop that, right? I don't know what it is, but I'm going to point out some things that we all have to examine with our quote unquote third eye. But check this out.
Person is standing behind the
Like 3 a.m. on a Sunday.
He's part of the when Tesla was they built
So yeah, that's the donut shop. That was after the after lecture, and then it turned into, well, we actually went on a red pill, quote unquote, KTL and the ATL tour, and about 40 of us walked from brother Jefferson's store in the West End all the way to something called a ghost kitchen at 777 Oak. And I got mad footage on that, but I don't have it right in front of me. My cameraman has it. And that was a movie. And this is what it was a monumental thing, because at the end of this strong end, right, after hearing and seeing certain reports come back, that there were certain instances, okay, as they would be anywhere else, of people visiting a place like Atlanta, right, but not knowing how to maneuver through a place like Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people will converge on a city and disperse, right? After they might come to a concert, they might come to a show, they might come to a game. But in our situation, they come to Stone Mountain. At Stone Mountain, in Stone Mountain, you in good hands, because remember, the power is in the people. Not to say that the power is in it isn't, the opposite is true and whatnot, but what is true is that the power is in the people, the protection is in the people. When you are in rank and file, and when you are with your tribe, and when y'all form Voltron, right, nothing can stop you, right? You like that catch? When y'all form Voltron, you will be less approachable than if you were a lion, just roaming through the galaxy, and the opposition forces see that they can attack you, right? So one thing that we know that we can stand on is, if you come to Atlanta and you're around the family, you are going to be safe. There's nothing that will befall you, because you are going to be protected by seen and unseen forces. When we gather in his name, and when we gather in his and her name, you feel me? We're unstoppable. We have the protection of millions of angels and ancestors. But when we venture off, and we go into Babylon and whatnot, or we go into Rome, when in Rome, we're not responsible for the things that may happen, because we can only be responsible for what we can see and protect. So there's like the same way that when we asked the audience how many people faced a hardship getting here, I mean the day of getting here, and literally about 80% of the people raised their hands. What does that mean? Many things, right? Then later on, towards the end, right? It's not how you start the race, it's how you end it. So you're able to take in the data at the end of an event. And there was some situations where people had got their car broken into. There was a brother who lost his iPhone. Somebody stole his iPhone. There was a sister, somebody sideswiped her car. There was another situation where somebody broke into another sister's car. This is nowhere near our events. This has nothing to do with the Stone Mountain. This has nothing to do with the after parties. This has nothing to do with the bookstore, anything. This is when people were out doing whatever they do in their existence outside of the collective whilst in Atlanta, where shit like this happens every day to everybody because Atlanta is not a safe kind of space. So what is the moral of that story? The moral of that story, like I said before, and I'll say again, that mountain was a dress rehearsal to remind us and to explain to us that this concept of being a community is nothing that we should be playing around with, dragging our feet about. Our safety is going to be with us around one another. Our safety is going to be predicated on the fact that I could protect what I could see. Our safety and our just our quote unquote our flourishment, our nourishment. We have to be domiciled in spaces with people who we can trust. We should be traveling as a force. We should be moving as a unit. We should be moving as a nation. We should be traveling as a nation, and we should domicile as a nation. We should lay our head as a nation. We should shelter as a nation. We should protect as a nation. So all of this shit that we're seeing, where a lot of our people are getting caught out of bounds or being caught whilst living in unsafe, low frequency, very quote unquote, compromised grids for that matter, not amongst the protection or the quote unquote, jurisdiction of a nation, of a body politic who has a security force and will enforce the law. You know what I'm talking about? And will enforce the law. Because when we form Voltron, like we did this strong end, if somebody comes for one of us, they come for all of us. And the frequency was so dynamic and listen, the frequency was so dominant, so dynamic, so higher level that we were in the hoods. We were in quote unquote dangerous areas. We were in what they call the trenches. That's where Bobby is. Bobby's from the West End. Bobby Hemmett. You know what I'm talking about? From the West End. C. Freeman L. Wesley Muhammad, who went to school at Morehouse. They was in the trenches. They was in the West End. So yeah, we doing our events in the West End. We do our other event on Boulevard in Edgewood, right around the corner from MLK. The hood, my nigga, the trenches. If your frequencies ain't right, the gremlins is popping out. That type of shit. But I don't give a fuck. You could be in Pan's Labyrinth. You could be in Fraggle Rock, my G. If your energy is good, you're good. Okay? You're good. It ain't where you from, it's where you at. When your frequency is up, you're gonna raise those high tides lifts all boats. You're gonna raise their frequency. As long as you don't indulge. If you stoop low to their frequency, you get washed. It's just the way it is. So we have to maintain a certain type of etiquette. We have to maintain a certain type of distance. We have to maintain a certain type of quote unquote boundary. You can't just leave that mountain and just move regular anymore. At this point, that you're going to trip yourself up because the demons could smell it on you at this point. The demons could smell it on you at this point. You know, you have a aura and a light. You feel me? You have an aura and a light that they'll recognize, and they're not trying to take your no, it's no turning back. You've been charged, you've been activated, you've been quote unquote given a mission. So you must carry that out. Whatever that is, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you that. You only could tell yourself that. You know? The day you start acting like somebody else could tell you, yeah, that's the last day. Start over again, because that ain't it. You got to figure it out. You know? You got to figure it out. But this strong end, it was it was great. It was great meeting all of y'all, you know. I feel like I met y'all, I feel like I've known y'all forever. You know what I'm talking about? So look at what was happening on the day of the meet and greet. Let's just start the strong end. This is the strong end shenanigans, right? This is the strong end resistance. Whoever formed up, whatever niggas met up at J. Jude's or whatever, and was like, yo, we gonna put our little, we gonna get some fucking goats. You know what I'm talking about? We get us some roosters or whatever it is, I don't know. But 100 Delta planes pulled for damage after hailstorms pummel the Atlanta airport. Right? 100 Delta planes got hit from hailstorm during a heat wave? What the hell? Mind you, we're in the middle of the summer. Mind you, we were literally in the middle of a heat wave. It was multiple days in the 90s. Mind you, they said rain, but they didn't say hailstorm. How is a hailstorm in June? And what type of hailstorm is taking 100 planes off of the runway? Do you know at the same time that there was a hailstorm, there was a meteorite in Atlanta? There was a meteor show. There was a fireball in Atlanta? I mean, in Georgia? Do we know this? Let's go check out.
Miles above Newton County.
And here you can talk black to me, lady.
And breaking at 10, NASA has confirmed that this fireball seen across metro Atlanta and the southeast is a meteor that fell and disintegrated dozens of miles above Newton County.
And here you can see it again. Atlanta News first reporter Alani Latang spoke with people who saw and heard this. She is live in Henry County, where a tiny piece of it hit a home. Alani?
But left quite a shock for the father and young child who were home at the time. It made a beeline from the roof all the way through the floor. Thankfully, they are not injured. But the phenomenon was both fascinating for some people and a little scary for others when they didn't know what it was.
Once in a while, you could get a nice big one that everyone's able to see.
A fireball seen crossing the skies caught the eyes and ears of thousands of people from Dawsonville.
It just looked like a ball of fire just falling from the sky. And I mean, it was bright. You could, just looking at it, you could tell it was just bright.
Down to Old Fourth Ward.
I was getting ready to water my garden, and suddenly I heard a really, really long, thunderous explosion sounding thing that lasted for a wildly long time. Like, it felt like 15 to 20 seconds.
And across several southeastern states, the International Meteor Organization has received more than 160 sightings of the fireball. In Henry County, emergency management says a homeowner called to say possible pieces of the fireball blew through their roof and came crashing into their laminate floor. Officials say the father and young child home at the time are not injured. TELUS Science Museum has their predictions of the type of meteorite.
My best guess is that it's part of the Beta Taurids, which is a daytime meteor shower, which we don't usually talk about the daytime ones just because they usually can't see them.
NASA says the meteor was first seen above Oxford in Newton County, then disintegrated above West Forest, unleashing a pressure wave, creating booms felt and heard by many.
If you could picture an explosion that went on and on and on and on, but up in the sky.
Boom, 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 boom.
And Georgia has had 27 meteorites they found in the state, and that's data as of 2022. That's the most recent one we have. And this is also the second time it struck a home, so very rare for it to do that. Reporting live in Henry County, I'm Alani the Tank, Atlanta News First.
So what is the, like, I do odds and everything, but what is really the odds? What is the odds that right before mine's supposed to go to Stone Mountain and all of this energy is being built up around Stone Mountain, that you have a meteor fall out of the sky and hit a house and create sonic booms? Like there's an arrival of an energy and it's coming from the celestial skies and it's creating booms, almost like fire and brimstone. So there's fire falling from the skies and it's creating a boom, similar to those rockets that are falling in the Middle East and whatnot. It felt the same way that they said one of them rockets, it looked just like some shit that Iran sent to Tel Aviv and whatnot. The only difference between the two pieces of footage is that the voiceover from the reporter said that the shit is a meteor. If she would have been like, that's a ballistic missile coming out of Tehran, then what? What the hell? You like, yeah. But very interesting. That was Friday, right? So this is the same day that it begins to hail, right? Because this is the same day they shut the airports down. Okay. They shut the airports down and it started hailing, right? It started hailing. So the meteor comes and then it starts hailing and hailing to a point where 100 planes got affected, right? So what if this was some type of attack and they're just saying that it's me, you know what I mean? Like, what if the aliens attack in form of weather? Like, what if their form of attack is hurricanes, is hail, it is floods? Like, what if that's their pattern of attacking an enemy, is they have a terraformer, or they war on terra firma, not war on terra, war on terra firma, right? So what if these extraterrestrial, you know what I mean, beings are able to manipulate the elements, are able to manipulate weather and go to war like that? Because a lot of that shit be real, you know, it just has a violent type of undertone to it, you know? Y'all seen that story that they got brewing up for the dude at the London thing who said death to the small hats, and then they acting like they got their panties in a bunch? All they're doing is making dude wild popular. They're making him more popular. So all of that shit, whatever they're trying to do is backfiring. Whatever they're trying to do is backfiring. So you have the hail on one end, right? So it's hailing on one end. Then out of nowhere, this out.
career rise to provide resources that connect Atlantans to equitable, high-demand work.
Much and the weather impacting one of the busiest travel days on the roads as well. The Cherokee emergency manager says a tree fell on a car on I-575, causing this long backup. Thankfully, there were no injuries and all lanes are back open there. So that's some good news. We do want to get to our meteorologist, Danielle Moss, who is here with us now, giving us an update on the weather because we did see rain earlier, took a few power hits here at the station too. This is a pattern that we're going to continue to see.
Yes, just buckle in. That's the best. That's the best way to describe it and to prepare you because we have multiple days of this, unfortunately. And I wish I could say that we're going to have some relief, but it does look like every evening we do have a chance to see some showers and thunderstorms. Severe weather, not really on the table, but definitely seeing some of these storms be on the stronger side. Here's a look at our current satellite and radar. There's some heavy rainfall that's moving through the mid-south right now, but as we take a closer look here at home, we are starting to dry out over the last hour or so. Things have started to dissipate, which is great news. There was a flash flood warning in effect for Fulton and DeKalb counties. Both of those have been expired, which is good news. But what happens is these showers, they pop up and they kind of hover over the same places. And we've seen days of at least an inch of rain every day for the last 3 days. So that's definitely a concern when we talk about these showers are going to be continuing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some more flash flood warnings going forward throughout the rest of this week. Satellite and radar right now across the.
So the weird way that Atlanta does their weather is that the clouds will hover over one area and basically flood that shit out, right? There, it will be raining. I'll be on the phone and ask Blue, is it raining where you at? And he like, hell nah, it's mad sunny right here. And it's literally 10 minutes away in an Uber. But it's pouring and it's basically flooding one area. So you know how they have that analogy of black clouds? That it's in Atlanta. It shows you right there in their weather reports that they have black clouds over the city. You feel me? Black clouds. So we're going to get into more footage when we do the recap. I'm going to do something with Blue, more than likely. Okay. Let me see. Oh, matter of fact, yeah, there is a channel. Okay. I was watching a channel that had some footage on it.
I remember. I remember.
Let's check this channel out real quick before we get out of here. Y'all go follow this channel. Bro pulled up, caught me in the on a mountain. Let's check it out.
And he's different than the blue because when red comes with his fire, he comes with his dog, he comes with his more, he comes with his energy. Let's welcome the one, the only Red
How y'all doing?
Peace, peace.
Great. I say, how y'all doing?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Before we even begin, give it up for yourself. I saw elders in their 80s climbing up the mountain. Right? I saw babies on the backs of their mamas.
Come on now.
Climbing up the mountain.
Come on.
I saw babies skipping up the mountain, y'all.
Yes.
This is some different shit.
Yeah.
The energy is crazy. By a show of hands, how many people face resistance coming to Atlanta? Right?
Glad y'all made it.
Man.
Glad y'all made it.
They had some witches and warlocks working their magic, trying to stop us. But guess what? We can do magic.
Y'all win.
We can do magic. We really can. Stop this. And it's the same thing when we was climbing this mountain. We was facing resistance. The Black and Miles was kicking my ass. There it is. But the analogy is this. We all pushed through.
That's right.
We was facing resistance coming here. Certain people got their flight canceled. Cambada was in the airport for 36 hours. Cars was breaking down, all kind of shit. But we pushed through. And once you push through, you don't even remember the BS. You don't. It's the same thing when we came up this mountain. Once we got to the summit, nothing mattered. We pushed through. So, that's right. I'm going to take advantage of this beautiful audience with the call and response. You crazy if you're not doing that. I'm going to say names, and I need y'all to say what the hell. Let's do it. What the hell?
What the hell, man? What the hell?
On three. 1, 2, 3.
What the hell?
Let's start it out. We got Billy Carson in the building. What the hell? Whoa. We got Father Rich in the building. What the hell? We got Blue Girl in the building. What the hell? We got the Big Chief in the building. What the hell? We got B-Dal in the building. We got King Simon in the building. What the hell? We got Brother Sharif in the building. What the hell? We got Mama Vicky Dillon. What the hell? What about Red Pill? We got Red Pill in the building. We got Karen in the building. What the hell? We got Blue Dreams in the building. What the hell? We got y'all in the building. What does that mean? What does that mean?
What the hell?
We got asteroids in the building. Meteorites. Look, somebody came to visit us. That meteorite had a nigga on board. He landed in Blackville and caught an Uber. He's in the audience somewhere. That ass. He went to sleep on somebody's floor. He went to sleep on somebody's couch last night. They said that we don't have a community. What the hell? At this point, there is nothing. Not one thing that they could do to stop us. Nothing. Checkmate. Checkmate. It's over. There's too many of us. It's over. Each one of us represents thousands. You are a representative of thousands. Not just your ancestors. You represent generations. The state that you come from. The state of mind that you come from. The people that you're going to see after this. They're going to be attracted to you like the bees are attracted to us right now. There's nothing that they could do to stop this. Let's continue to build. There's nowhere to go but up. It feels like they're going to drop a ladder on us and we're going to still climb up. Right? We are too great to be mediocre.
Come on now. Period.
We are too warrior to be warriors.
That's right.
There's nothing to worry about. Everything that's going down has been prophesied. The master teachers have prepared us. The 1 million shows on Black Magic 363. It got us to where we at. Clap it up for yourselves. Before I get out of here, by a show of hands, how many people want to laugh tonight? Because, like the big bro was saying, the theme is healing of this strong end. It's healing. We're healing right now. I was healing as I was climbing up the mountain. The minute I got on the summit and I saw this community, it was, man. So we all are being challenged because with greatness comes challenge. Spirituality is not a spectator sport.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever challenges you going through, that's your test. Smile at adversity and push through the same way that we push through coming up here.
That's right.
So how many people want to shake a leg and let it all out tonight? Leave it on the dance floor. We have an event in the West End tonight, starting at 6 o'clock. We brought a sister through. She's going to be doing comedy. Her name is Melanin B. How many familiar with her? Right? Respect. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So we want to laugh. We want to cry. We want to dance. We want to do it big. Come and see me. I got the flyers, and we'll get everybody right. And we'll see y'all later on. Peace, love, and light. Salute. All right?
You know, climbing a mountain is more.
I check that out when this was over with. But yeah, the brother from another planet pulled up on y'all. That part. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, let me put the clip of that in here. Y'all go follow this channel. Right? Go follow this channel. And even tell them that I sent y'all. Where's this thing? But the brother caught the whole gathering on his channel. He got the whole Melanin Man. Shout out to Melanin Man, my guy. He was right there catching everything. All right, there you go. I dropped the link. I dropped the YouTube link. Okay. Real quick, we're going to have a word from our sponsors and we're going to get up out of here and we'll be back. You know what I mean? We'll definitely be back. I got way more content to share, but like I said, a lot of that is going to be on my Patreon because I don't want to, I'm flooding the timeline, but I it's so much shit that I don't want to tsunami the timeline. You know? I don't want to tsunami the timeline. So that's the channel right there. You know? That's the channel right there. Let me see. For the people that have been asking me too about the Stone Mountain shirt, the website that has it is right here. Boom. And these are the shirts. Right there. That's at the mark. You'll be able to see the Stone Mountain t-shirts, the tote bags, and the Master Teacher collections, and the stamp shit right here that's going crazy. This is one of my top sellers right here. The stamps, the Master Teachers, the 2-cent stamps. Yeah, people are loving those. They also loving the Bobby Hemmett Master Teacher, the golf ones. That one is hot right there, hot on the presses. The Malcolm X 100, but the Dr. Francis Crest and the Dr. Ben, yeah, those was going crazy as well. But yeah, with that being said, Pete, I'm up out of here. I will catch y'all on the other side. All right. Peace, love, and light. You know what I mean? Stay dangerous. Techno Tuesdays pulling up. Shout out to Spin City.